Okay, I have something to say, but you guys need to be mature about this. I don't want to hear any Ayos. I want you guys to actually think about this the proper way, okay? Has anyone ever heard of the Bechdel test about story writing? Somebody was trying to sell me Baldur's Gate 3. They were trying to say, hey, Baldur's Gate 3 is like a crazy... This was a long time ago, like when it first came out. Baldur's Gate 3 is a crazy new game. You can pretty much do anything you want in it, anything at all. And I was like, I'm kind of a troll IRL. So the first thing that I started thinking of was like trying to disprove the fact that you can do anything. I was like, oh really, you can do anything. That's the first thing my brain started to do, is trying to find examples of things that like there's no way you can do. So what I thought of was, instead of the Bechdel test, there's like a can you really do anything test. And the first thing that came to my mind was, okay, it's like D&D, right? Well, you can literally do anything you want in D&D pretty much. So I was like, if I wanted to, this is all because of Neil Armstrong. If I wanted to, could I dig a small cylindrical hole in Baldur's Gate 3 and... Could I dig a small cylindrical hole in Baldur's Gate 3 and maybe fill it with a little bit of water, you know what I mean, lubricate it a bit, and have my way with it, I'll say, okay? Have my way with it. Now, whatever, I can see the chat moving out of the corner of my eye, and I guarantee you guys are being hypocrites, but you guys get my point, right? You guys get my point. Everybody stop! I told you guys to be mature. I told you guys to be mature about this. It's... The reason why I said it was not to be chimpsual. The reason why I said it was because I was like, oh, really? Does it really pass? Like, I feel like at that moment, that was an improvisation, by the way. That was an improvisation at the time. But I feel like at that moment, I feel like I truly came up with a test for video games. For can you really, quote unquote, do anything? So like the Bechdel test is like passing a test about can you really write a story that's different from all the tropes we've seen historically? But the can you do anything test in video games should be that. Because that's truly anything. You know what I mean? Okay, you guys are missing the point. You guys are missing the point. It's... George asked, may I ask why you would have your way with the ground, though? That's not the point. I'm not saying I would. I'm saying, what if I wanted to? Could I do that? I'm not saying that I do. I'm not saying that that's something that okay, it's something I thought of, but I'm not saying I want to do that. I'm saying, could I do it if I wanted to? And that's the true test. Those weren't moles in his backyard.